Hello everybody, this is Sil from the BattleBards podcast. The BattleBards believe that there's two kinds of players in the world. Those who already love video game music, and those that will after listening to our show. BattleBards is the world's first and only dedicated MMO music podcast, and you can find us over at battlebards.libsyn.com, where we discuss and rate soundtracks on a bi-weekly basis. See you there, and thanks for supporting the TTEN network.
This is Multiplaying, episode 123, recorded on Thursday, June 4th, 2015.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
1, 2, 3. Right in there.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know. How much can I use?
ABC?
How much before I get in trouble? Like, I think
Isn't
it's like
10 or 15 seconds
I think
or something
it's like
like
10 seconds. We'll play it safe. We'll play 10 seconds.
It doesn't
I'll
matter.
Google it. Google's always accurate. You're not allowed to put anything on Google if it's not true. So I'll Google it.
Yeah, because people put things on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on the Google.
I prefer to put all my stuff on Bing.
Bing? You're a Bing man,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep. Mhm.
All right.
Opera.
Fantastic.
Yep. So we got a podcast.
Yep. Multiplaying 1, 2, 3. And on this Multiplaying Classic Co-op episode, we have the hosts of Steve.
That's me.
What do you have this evening for a beverage?
The usual Di Serono.
Lovely. Jason?
Hey, I don't have anything.
Good for
Drink.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
How's the hand?
It's doing a little bit better.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm trying to...
He's doing following doctor's orders.
I am.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And I am.
Where's your cast?
I wore it today during work and took it
Or a
off.
little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Shannon, and tonight I am enjoying Tito's handmade vodka, and I am having the All-American lemonade.
Well, what if he wants it back?
An ounce and a half of Tito's handmade vodka and lemonade of my choice. And that's all
Yeah?
it is. Yeah, I don't understand why, but that's what I have.
Sounds tasty.
It is. It's
I like
very
lemonade.
refreshing and summery. But you can
Cool.
put vodka in anything. My boss told me that today. She had this big, like, Starbucks thing full of iced tea, and I'm like, huh. We're playing croquet, because we play croquet on, like, our lunch break once a week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, out in the like, lawn area in front, or actually, it's on the side of the library. And me and Mike kicked ass today. Came in
Nice.
first by a long shot. It's our first time coming in first. It's not like I'm bragging because we're so awesome. It is like never happened before. So we're like, yay!
Oh, the thing with the mallets and the balls.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Not the needles and yarn.
Croquet.
Okay.
You're thinking crochet.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, no. No, croquet. Heathers, you know? Like,
Huh?
the Heather, that movie?
Never seen it.
Oh, let me pull that up. It's an
Heathers?
80s classic and it's awful. Heathers,
It's a
yeah.
80s classic that I have not seen.
1988. Oh, there it is.
It's no Kung Fury. Anyways, what you been playing this week?
I have.
I know what you've been playing.
You know what I've been playing.
I watched you play some.
Did you really?
Yeah, for a little bit.
You didn't say hi.
I didn't because I was like in the middle of stuff. So I turned it on, left it on there for a little bit, and kept watching you run in the dark in Tree of Life.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it gets really, really dark in that game.
It does.
Like, really dark. And I try to have a torch sometimes, but it's really dark. And that's the excitement, because you run into zombies and skellies and stuff. Or bears sometimes. But the bears are still out there. Actually, the bears fall asleep at night. But they are awake during the day.
So you're still enjoying it. You taled about it some last week.
I am in love with this game.
Are you?
It is so stupidly, like, okay. You can, like, I didn't log in yesterday at all because it was our niece graduated from high school, so we went to that. And so I didn't get to play because by the time you went to that, went to dinner and everything, it was like 11 o'clock at night. It's like, go to bed. But I know if I had anything, it's gone. Like, it's probably destroyed unless other people, like, helped defend my area.
Yeah.
Like, it's constantly survival and struggle and starting over. Like, it's not a building game like Minecraft. It's a survival game, even though it's really, really cutesy. So, some people are kind of having, it's a little bit about understanding that, that the empires they built up aren't there forever, because it's actually genius. Because what happens is you get people, of course, human beings, they figure out, I can do this. So they spend a day building the most ridiculous, hugest, territory claiming wall, and they don't have enough people to defend it night after night after night, right? Because it's just too much like wall space, because the skelly can attack any part of the wall. Like,
sure.
And so you don't have the manpower to keep that all protected. You could build it, but you can't protect it. So another thing is too, it forces you to create little like communities of people that can defend it, or either actually be in a really large organized, it forces you to either really organize or stay the size appropriate for you to handle it. And then the other awesome thing about it is, because, it's a survival game and a resource game and there's like one map, if people stop playing all of their stuff, the world naturally wants to return to nature. It's always trying to destroy your stuff.
Nature finds a way.
Yeah, it's always trying to destroy your stuff and go back to the way things were. So that timer, and, once things are destroyed, it'll disappear, and then that land can be used by active players. So it's not like stuff that's always there forever and ever and ever. Like, if you're going to be casual, you need to understand you're going to be starting, like, kind of like in Minecraft, it's like starting over on a server over and over again. But I like that.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's the first,
for me,
discovery.
I like the discovery and the survival part of Minecraft. I'm not a builder, really. I like to dig holes and survive.
Yeah.
So for me, this is awesome. And I'm building up my skills, and I'm fishing. And the first little community that we found, or that I found like the last week when I was talking about it, they're gone. They're playing Ark right now. Survival Evolved. We'll talk about that in a second. And so, because they're streamers, like streamers always go to the next big game.
The hotness is.
Yeah. So, they're moving on, and I haven't seen any of them around. So Saya knew a couple of dudes that are kind of hubbing up in a little area. So I went out there. They let me join their little group, their band of merry men, and I started building crap for them right away. And but I wasn't on yesterday, so they might be gone already. Yep, don't blink,
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'll pick the game up just because...
I know it's not for everybody.
No, and the thing is I think I like the aspects of it that you're discussing, but it's the I don't know, how does the game feel to play? Like, does it feel kind of janky?
It depends on what you're doing. Crafting's solid, but if you're talking about the battle, like the actual combat, targeting of an enemy, no, that's pretty...
That's just the movement and
rough.
like a lot. Yeah, the game seems real rough around the edges.
Yeah,
and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's fine, but
yeah. And I did find out though it is considered a pre-alpha point at this point.
Okay, so they're pretty damn early.
But then I don't know. I heard one thing. It's really difficult because I don't know the sources of all the rumors. Like, I heard one person say, no, it's been out in Korea for a year, and then someone else told me, no, it's been in pre-alpha in Korea for 3 years, and I don't know which is true. And then someone else told me, no, it's a simultaneous release to all three, and I have no idea. Yeah, like, what is the info on this game? I don't know, but I'm having a great time, and I love it. But I get it. It's not for everybody.
Well, yeah, but I like what they're doing. I like the style of game. Like, I've always been interested to try like an H1, or not H1Z1, but a DayZ or Rust. Or this. Like, ever since back in like EQ days, back in EverQuest days, there was games talked about. Like Sovereign was a game that was talked about a long time ago that never came out, and it was like basically a world domination sort of MMO that, okay, you have to set up these factories and build like war machines basically, and try to hold on to areas of land, and when you're not online, well, stuff's still going to go on. Like, that whole premise has been around in idea form for a while, and it seems like just now finally games are coming out that are embodying that, but I haven't found the one that's for me yet.
Yeah. See, the part I like about it too is that Civ 5 element where you're controlling your area, and there's other little nations all around you, and they might invade you or they might be friends with you, and you don't know how it's going to go. But like, unlike Civ 5, you don't just win by dominating everything. It's just survival game. So
I think I'm a little bit more apt to try something like this versus DayZ or whatever, just because the setting, it seems a little bit less dire. And then maybe you won't have as many dude bros in there trying to just make YouTube clips of messing with people.
Yeah.
The people have said that maybe it's the cute style or whatever, or maybe it's the fact that once you turn criminal, you're red, and this is actually an issue with the game. If it's designed so that, like, if you go and destroy someone's house, you turn red because you're a criminal. Or if you go kill somebody, you turn red because you're a criminal. And the timer grows longer every time you do it. So then when you're red, if you get killed, you drop 100% of your items.
Damn.
Yeah, so it really discourages you from just going out and turning red. The problem is, say you're yellow, which means you're a PvE player, and someone kills you. Like, you drop one item. So it's not that you're like, all right, I dropped an item, I can pick another one up. But the problem then is people can come into your, like, say you built a little house and whatever, they can come into your area and they can destroy some things like fences or bonfires, like small things, and they don't turn red. So they're griefing, like they might knock down a fence and let all your pigs out. Or just come in and start taking your pigs, like
Not
out of your
pigs.
pen and walking away. Yeah, and
What are
not
you
the
gonna do with
pigs.
those pigs?
Oh, you don't want to know. And and so this thing here, you want to protect it. So your natural instinct would be to go and defend it. But if you kill them, they're yellow, and so you turn red, and then they grief you and take all. They do it on purpose. Because, see, what they can do then is as soon as you turn red, then they can come and kill you and take all your stuff that you had on your person.
I kind of want to know what happens with the pigs.
You got to get the game.
I don't. Yeah.
Don't
Maybe
take my word.
Jason gifted it to me. Maybe I'll gift it to you. You won't play it.
That's like he creates a character, logs in, and just immediately starts running to find some pigs.
Maybe.
I don't give a fuck about any of this other stuff.
I need pigs, and I want to know what to do with them.
Screaming in chat, where are the pigs?
A few people have likened it to what they loved about ArcAge, with none of the stuff they hated about ArcAge, by the way.
ArcAge, guys.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that's true, but I'm not saying that's false.
But wait, you've played the game, so which one is it?
I wasn't really paying attention. You watched me play it. Hey, how am I when I stream? I talk a lot when I stream.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
As far as streaming is, just the content of running in the dark was like, yep, that's how long
Well, you
does
have
it
to
stay
wait
dark
till
in that game?
morning. I don't know. It's
a dark,
long.
gritty world.
It's actually pretty even day and night. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and it gets dark. It seems like it gets dark pretty quick. Like it doesn't last very long. But now I'm figuring out. Like now that I met up with this group that Saya knows. Hopefully they're still there. Like I said.
The problem is they move all the time, right?
No. They actually built lamps and stuff. So at night, I figured out like I can go harvest during the day, come back, and they had crafting stations built already. So I can come and craft, and like I'll just ask them, "What do you guys need?" And then I'll just start building that and like giving it to them so that I'm contributing. What?
Pigs?
No, I was making charcoal
Oh,
actually, but
kind of giving it to him. You're talking about.
I was giving him charcoal. I was giving him so much charcoal. I gave that one guy like 80-something charcoal.
What's charcoal is to make fires? I take it.
And a bunch
Or
of
is
other
for
stuff.
Cooking and
It's really important stuff. Charcoal you need for
What I want to do when I play is find someone carrying a cow and go up and kill them.
They
And then as
carry
I'm
a
killing them, yeah, you can carry a cow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
carried a cow.
okay.
Yeah. And as I'm killing them, just say, don't have a cow.
Jesus Christ. Home run, Jason.
Yeah.
Have you actually logged in?
I did log in for really quickly the other day. haven't had a ton of time to play, so and then I had a work call, so I had to disconnect.
Now, their other game that came out this week is called Ark Survival Evolved.
I just found out about that tonight, watched a little bit of a Twitch stream, and was kind of lost as to what the hell the premise was. I take it you're in a Jurassic-style world?
Apparently, yeah. You log in, like, you wake up or whatever, and you have, like, you notice you have, like, a chip in your arm or something, but then you have nothing else, and so, yeah, you have
that
to
old chestnut.
Gather everything and whatever, and yeah, you don't know who's in charge of you or this area, but there's beacons, I guess, that you'll find, and then you can open those beacons and sometimes get resources from them, and then they disappear, but then there's dinosaurs in the area, and you can tame them sometimes.
And sometimes there's a Mavis beacon?
A what?
Nothing.
Yeah,
It was
I
bad. Jesus. All right. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Never
There it
mind.
is. They're showing the chip. Yeah, but anyway, it's beautiful. The game, like, I mean, if a lot of people, their issue with Tree of Life is the graphics. Like, it's very simple looking. Now, if you want a survival game that goes the other way completely, this might be the game for you. I haven't actually played it, and I don't really have a desire to play it.
I don't know if I want to be around dinosaurs.
I don't mind the
game.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
mind
want to be?
I don't think I do. I don't want that stress.
No? Well, the streamer that I was watching today who had like 25,000 people watching him play this thing, which was insane to me, he was trying to aid not Triceratops, but pterodactyl. There you go, Steve. There's your brain. He was trying to aid a pterodactyl who was like on the ground, like moaning in pain or whatever. So he's trying to get these resources so that he can heal it or something. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, if you you can knock it to a certain point where it's like basically prone to use, and then if you feed it or nurse it back to health in some way, then it will be tamed by you.
Oh, so you have to beat the shit out of it and then
like
heal
real
it?
life.
Like real life. It's exactly how I...
It's a very rapey way to get a pet, but...
Yeah. It's like Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you think about it,
rape jokes, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the death of a podcast. God.
I don't know. Pokemon's pretty fucked up if you think about it.
It is. They go beat the shit out of all these wild animals and then put them in a ball.
Capture them, and it's pretty dark.
And then throw them at other people to fight, and they love me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like they're riding big alligators. I don't know.
What, an Ark?
Yeah, it looks great, though, right? Like, if you don't like the simplistic style of Tree of Life, this might be for you.
You like dinos.
I don't know if I'd want to be in that world.
That Jurassic World?
Yeah.
No.
Brought to you by Jurassic World?
Now, I will say the combat is lacking in Tree of Life, but they haven't even put in, like, their magic system or anything yet, so...
In Jurassic? Or Ark?
Tree of Life.
Oh, okay.
I was saying, like, the combat system in Tree of Life is really lacking, but they haven't added much of that at all yet. Like, that's not really in the...
They are going to add, like, magic in Tree of Life?
Yes,
okay.
That
So
right
right now
brain... I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I was just going to ask, so right now it's just, like, melee-style combat?
You pretty much you pretty much target it and just swing, at it by holding down your mouse key.
Are there no ranged? There's no like, bow
there's bow and arrows and stuff too, but I haven't gotten that far, so
Okay.
I don't know how that is. But it seems rather simplistic, a la Minecraft, where you just target it and hold your little mouse button down and that's it. It's not real developed yet, but I'm not sure how the magic's going to play into it then, and I don't know if they have other plans. I mean, I don't know. No one's really keying me in on that. I'm just saying right now I'm still having an awesome time, even though that stuff's not in it yet.
It's not a big team working on it, is it?
I've heard it's like 4 people, but I have no idea.
That's what I've been reading too. So I'm curious on that end. Like if it's truly only 4 people, because the thing that I had linked to earlier today, from Reddit. Oh God, I can't remember how much money they said, but they've made like $600,000 in a few days since it's been available. And so it's like, if it's really only 4 people working on it, that's paid them off for the next few years, theoretically.
Yeah, I've got that here.
But I'm wondering if they're going to try to hire in more people if that's the case.
You know, that part has not been shared with with where I don't know.
Does it seem like there's a lot of people?
10,000 plus players on Steam and
200,000
in 6 days. It didn't seem like there's too many people though. Like when I'm in there, I've heard a lot of complaints about people saying like there's no room for anything, and it's like I've had no problems.
Are there multiple servers, or is it only the one?
It's one American, one Asian, and one for Europe. But I don't know. I haven't had problems.
Yeah.
So
does it seem very big of an area though?
Yeah, I ran around it, and it took me multiple gaming sessions to do the map. Like I started off the one evening and, camped and stopped, and then I logged in the next day and went around to another area, camped and stopped, and then I went and finished off the next day. It took me 3 days. And then, of course, then Saya tells me, like, her group's all the way halfway across the map from where I ended up. So I finally got there the one night and then logged. So, like, yeah, but when I say a day, it's not like I'm playing, like, Saturday morning and logging out, Saturday night. It's I get home from work, have dinner, and I log in about this time and I play till bedtime. So I'm saying like maybe 2 hours of playtime.
Yeah.
Per gaming session. But yeah, that's because at night I would camp though. I didn't run at night because my purpose of taking the trip was to see the land. So it wasn't just to make up distance. Like I wanted to check out the map and see what was going on and everything. So I actually would at nighttime make a camp, or actually what I did was I found a camp a lot of times, and I would help them. I would either
break their shit.
No. Actually, I would repair stuff, or if they were halfway through building something, I would like try to finish their build for them so that like it was all kind of finished.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you good Samaritan.
Yeah. I'm sure those people never logged in again, though, and so, like, they didn't even know I did all that, so...
Just pay it forward.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to be good. So we talked about Ark, and we talked about... Because we didn't actually... None of us have played Ark, so I think we covered it as much as we could. Talked about a lot of Tree of Life. I apologize, but you guys have been playing Splatoon, right?
You could say that.
You haven't been playing Splatoon?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been only playing Splatoon.
Okay.
I see what you did.
Yeah, that's my jam. That's my jammy jam. What level are you, Jason?
I took a break this past week just because I played a lot over the weekend. And then, work stuff, and also I kind of gave my hand a break.
Sure, yeah.
But I think I got to level 8.
That's cool.
Yeah, what are you at?
12.
Okay.
I didn't know there were levels.
Super quick in that game.
Do the levels help you?
Yeah.
Yes. As you level, for anybody that isn't on the Splatoon hype train right now, it's a Wii U only game put out by Nintendo that is a online shooter. You can call it a shooter, but it's kind of a shooter. You get a character who you can outfit with shoes, different shirts and hats, and also different weapons. And what your goal is, your weapons aren't like traditional guns. They look like traditional guns, most of them anyways. But you are not so much trying to kill the opposing team. You are trying to cover the area that you're fighting in with your team's color ink. And there's other mechanics involved here that you're not just a kid, you are a squid as well. You can transform on whim to be between a squid and a kid. And when you're on your color ink, you actually can swim through the ink and suck up some more so you can fill up your tank so that you can shoot more ink. You get other like secondary weapons and stuff. There's big paint rollers you can use to lay down thicker swaths of ink. But it is absolutely amazing. It is probably the most fun in a game that I've had this year.
Yeah, it's super charming.
Yeah,
I love that the matches are like 3-4 minutes long.
3, yeah.
3, yeah. So you can jump out and check out new stuff, see what you got, and if the games are not going your way, you have an opportunity to have a new one going again.
Yep.
The weapon variety is really good so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've seen more than me since you're higher level, but and I like the strategy that I picked up pretty quickly that everybody seemed to like with the roller, kind of how to defend against that. It seems like there's a really good like push, like a rock paper scissors type element to the game. My son's been playing a lot. He really likes it too. It's cool to let him. That's the one good thing about no voice, and I don't want to talk to people I don't know anyway, but that just let him play. It's not going to be any issue.
He's not going to get yelled at.
No.
And even if I think what's even nicer for kids with that game, they're probably never going to go compete in the ranked matches that just opened up the other day. But if they're just playing through the standard game 4-on-4, they may not, even if they can't kill people that effectively to kind of fight them off, they're still getting out there and able to cover up ink and get points to push their level.
And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times that's, that could push them over the edge because too many people just leave stuff uncovered.
Yeah.
To try to get to people to kill.
I know both of my kids have been enjoying it. I think my son probably a little bit more than my daughter. They both really like it. She gets super, super upset when she gets killed numerous times in a match. It's just aggravating to her. My son really doesn't care. Although, funny story with that, he was playing yesterday. He was home, quote unquote, sick, even though it turns out when I picked him up from school, he was perfectly fine. But the school had a policy that I had to take him. So I took him home, and later on we were playing some Splatoon, and he was sitting there playing. He got killed for some reason or whatever, and he's not one to get super angry at games, unlike his sister. But like right after he got killed, he just goes, "Jesus."
Fuck.
Yeah. I was like, I go, "What?" He goes, "Jesus." I was like, dude, don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cool.
Like,
but you understand.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I totally get you, dude. But don't.
Yeah.
But no, he's digging it. I am just totally enamored with the game. I've not been back to touch The Witcher since I got it, basically, which is something I want to rectify. But I'm so damn addicted to Splatoon right now. Yeah,
I hope it. My worry is just that I hope it has longevity.
I think it seems. I don't know sales figures how it's really doing, but like just the way Twitter's blown up about it, critics love it. Like when you go to, there's like a lot of like if you ever go to like the $10 or $12 like t-shirt sites, I've seen multiple sites already have I've seen 4 different t-shirt designs on various sites for Splatoon. So it's like I don't know that the game's doing great, but it seems like people really freaking love it.
Yeah,
the amount of talk I've seen just makes me very hopeful that it'll get pushed.
I have to think it's going to have legs just because, it seems like people are really responding to it. There's not a lot else, and Nintendo fans are really dedicated to their games. I'm just hoping that there's enough of an install base that, in 6 months' time, a year time, that you could still find a game really easily.
Yeah,
I think you will, but
I think on their part, the thing that would help that along is I know that they have a lot of content planned over the next couple of months, as far as more maps, more weapons, other stuff. But I think that it needs to continue 6 months. Every couple months, they need to have something come out to get people to come back. So. Yeah. They got the money that they could really dump a lot into it if they see that there's people. I would totally pay for DLC for this game. I'm not one. They don't really seem to have any paid DLC planned right now, but I'm not one to buy much DLC for games, but I'm already so into this game that I would buy any DLC they drop.
And I think the only one they've really done a DLC full-on thing was Mario Kart, and that season pass was well worth it to me.
Right.
So I would totally buy a season pass with that. And the Zapper that they added, I think it went in today. I want to say today.
It was yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Okay. I hope they do a lot more of that stuff.
Right.
I want them to go really deep with Nintendo property.
Nostalgia
inspired.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be totally easy to add the Super Scope 6.
Yeah. The Mario Sunshine blaster.
Yeah, that would be so rad, a backpack blaster.
Yeah. So I think they're adding some more group functionality, and I know they won't, but I really hope they add in like a friend group chat.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I'm not hopeful. Like, I'm not holding my breath about that. I am hopeful. But
yeah. Well, cool.
Did you get any amiibos?
I got the 3-pack.
Me too.
Yep. We were at Target right after buying the game, and they had the girl and the boy, but they didn't have the 3-pack. And I actually picked up the girl and the boy, and I'm like, this will be fine. Maybe I'll get these. But then I was like, I don't.
You want that squid.
I wanted the squid, and plus I was thinking, I'm going to really play this game. My kids are both going to want to play, so they're going to want to take these two. So I kind of want the squid, but I was like, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like pass this, because we just bought the game, and like before we even played the game, I was already looking at buying them.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know, maybe I won't like the game or whatever. So I put them back and skipped it, and then we played some that night, and the next morning. The next morning, my wife went to the grocery store, and while she was there, I called her and was like, "Hey, how about you swing over to the game section and see if they got that 3-pack?" And she called me back later, and she's like, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "There should be like an amiibo 3-pack." I explained the whole thing to her. She's like, "Yeah, it's got a girl, a boy, and a squid." I was like, "Yeah, they got it."
She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, pretty much. She was like, "Is this a good price?" I go, "Well, how much is it?" I go, "It should be like $35 or something like that." She goes, "It's 30." I go, "It's probably the normal price. Get it." It's fine. I was like,
"Yeah,
well,
I got it off Amazon." When they
I go, just the individual ones at Target were like $13, so that's great. Do it.
Yeah, that's I bought a couple amiibos early on, and then kind of cooled down, and then this is one I really wanted. And I supposedly I haven't played since I got it, but they add some meaningful content where some of the other amiibos on their games didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's always been my thing with the amiibos before, because I've looked at them prior to now, and I like the figures, but I want them to be useful, and that's what was kind of sold me on these amiibos, because of the fact that, hey, they give you some extra gear, they actually add like challenge levels on top.
The single player stuff's not bad.
Surprisingly really good. I've made it through 2 of the worlds, I guess you want to call it. But man, those boss fights are fun.
Yeah, that second boss fight was really cool.
Very, very nice and lightly challenging, like a Mario boss. So
yeah,
totally dig it. And I can kind of see that, like, because you had said something about how this was originally planned in early days to be a follow-up to Mario Sunshine. Mm-hmm. And I can totally see, like, if they were already possibly working on some of that stuff, like, as I don't know if they were, but if they happen to be working on some of that stuff as like single player element for that such a game, then yeah, that makes sense as to why that was so refined and well done.
I would think so. I've read that Nintendo has a lot of little teams that just like brainstorm and concept stuff, and that's probably how this started as a potential.
Well, somebody had pictures like early on before they were even squids. They actually were rabbits. Like, you were controlling a rabbit with a water gun.
Okay.
It was, I was like, this is totally different. I mean, the visually the game looked very similar to what it does today, but they didn't have the whole mechanic in that you were a squid. They were these rabbit, like bipedal rabbits with water guns and goggles on. They were funny looking.
Yeah, I wonder when that is, because I read somewhere recently that when they debuted this game, which I think was last E3, the game was like super early on. Yeah. Like, that's all they had at that point, except people play like one map, and it sounded like it kind of came together rather quickly by Nintendo standards.
But yeah,
Splatoon.
If you got a Wii U, pick that thing up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking to play much more of it this weekend.
Mm-hmm. It'll be my last weekend in a while for it because I got to go to Rhode Island next week.
Oh, it'll be
it's a magical place.
It'll be a rare Jason and Shannon episode.
Next week, yeah. Look for it.
We'll just be yelling at each other.
Yeah. And another thing. Here's why I don't love you anymore.
Oh, I love you less and less as each day passes, right?
Apparently.
Got anything else to talk about?
I'm the only thing keeping your relationship together.
This podcast is done.
It is.
Done.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's shut it down.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make a spread.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go. All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.